This is the Sales Gravy Podcast, and it's Wisdom Wednesday where you drive the agenda. Because on this segment of the Sales Gravy Podcast, you bring the biggest sales challenges and Jeb Blount delivers his best answers. Those answers, they come straight from the trenches because Jeb's not just teaching sales, he's out there prospecting, closing, leading sales teams every single day. Let's take this next caller.
All right, next up on the show is Andrew Osborne from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Andrew, what's going on in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Oh, not too much. Just trying to hit the pavement here and talk to some customers.
Very good. Well, what's your question?
For my business, I'm in the direct selling business, MLM business. A lot of times that the direct selling gets a bad rap, just because of the way that it's naturally played out. But for me, I'm noticing that it's a great opportunity for those that want to test out their sales and get started in the sales industry. The only issue is I don't think that it has the proper training, right? A lot of these companies that you see is just, post on social media, get your friends to join, this and that sort of thing. And I loved in your book, Fanatical Prospecting, where you go toe to toe with a similar associate that says, "Oh, I found this guru that says social media is the new way," right?
Yeah.
And you say, "Great, you do yours for a week, I'll do mine for a week, and we'll test it out." And when I read that part, I was like, "Yes, exactly, perfect. That's what I'm looking for." And so, just looking for the basic fundamentals when somebody's starting out. What are the basic fundamentals that they should be looking at? What's the lead activities that they should be doing to kind of set them off in the right path versus just posting and praying, if you will?
Because you're MLM, there's basically two types of sales that your people are making. One is a sell of the product itself, and the other is a sell where they're recruiting other people into the organization. Is that true?
Correct, yeah.
Can you just describe the product that you're selling?
So health and wellness products,
Okay.
Nutrition supplements.
Okay, perfect. So if you think about the people that you're bringing into this type of an industry, they're usually, and you say this in your original note to me, that they're not like people that have come from a sales background. Like they've come from every background in life, probably not sales. And the reason that they got into this was because somebody recruited them and something happened in their life, typically where they said, "I want more. Like I want to get beyond just what I'm doing and be able to reach a higher level." And that motivation is important. And that's where I want to begin. And I think that's where you're probably beginning with them. And that is that like sales is really hard. The things that they're going to have to do are really hard. And there is nothing in their life that has prepared them for what they have to do in sales in order to both grow their network and grow their product sales. So when we have things that are hard, we have to be able to look over the horizon and see something we want more than that. Because essentially for them to be successful, they have to sacrifice what they want now, which is ease and comfort, for what they want most, which is that ultimate goal. So with everybody I recruit or bring onto my team, the one thing I want to know is, what is it that you want?
Imagine having the ultimate competitive advantage. Imagine every piece of your content attracting ideal clients to you, not chasing them down. That's not a dream. It's what's possible with the right strategy. And if you haven't heard by now, Jeb and LinkedIn expert Bryn Tillman have written the playbook that will evolve the way you sell. Their new book, The LinkedIn Edge, is your ultimate resource for turning LinkedIn into a revenue-generating machine. You'll learn how to prospect with power, network with a purpose, and build a brand that attracts clients to you. Not only that, but they dive into the fundamentals of using AI so that you won't get left behind. Don't wait. The LinkedIn Edge is on sale everywhere you buy books.
And why do you want it? And when do you want it? I want goals. And I just start, Andrew, with like, tell me your top 5 goals in the next 12 months. So, and try to quantify those goals as much as possible back to the activities that they're going to have to do in order to create the outcomes that they desire in order to reach that goal. So, for example, you have to talk to this many people per day in order to get one recruit in, which is going to put this person in your network, and then you're going to have to teach them. And these people, by the way, they're recruiting people on their network. They They don't even know how to teach the people that are coming in their network what to sell. And by the way, super easy to recruit people by telling them, hey, you can make money easy. Like that's easy is the greatest marketing ploy of all time. Just post some stuff on Instagram, be an influencer, and you're going to sell a bunch of things, which sounds really good because we like to see all the people on TikTok, that are getting 10 million views. And it gets a little bit disheartening after like 2 months of posting things when you're getting like 1 view per video and nobody's buying from you. So I want to start with look over the horizon. What is it that I want now? This takes discipline. Discipline in this means sacrificing what you want now for what you want most. Start there. And that's true for everybody. And I would do that like if even in like a traditional B2B environment, I'm always going to sit down with my reps and say, tell me what you want, so that I'm focusing on what they want versus on some numbers that don't really mean anything. So all the numbers have to tie back to what they want, because if they don't want that thing bad enough, it doesn't make a difference what you do. They're not going to go through the pain, because this is pain. Now, why is it pain? Because the problem for them is at the emotional level, they have to face rejection. Because in your world, like an MLM, there's one simple formula that works. Go talk with people. Because in MLM, the more people you talk with, the more you're going to recruit, the more product you're going to sell. Pretty simple. We're not going to be able to change that. Like there's no marketing ploy that could change that, because think about it. If you had a marketing ploy that would create all the product sales and all the recruiting, you wouldn't actually have an MLM. You would have a business that just sold e-commerce. So the reason why we have a network of people is because that network of people can get the word out and sell the product better than online. So when we think about it that way, like it's talking with people. But talking with people means that you have to get past your discomfort of interrupting a stranger in line at Walmart, or you see someone at church and they're telling you they got some, financial problems, and like in that moment going, hey, what if I had a way to help you out? So we have to begin with that. So that at the base level, what I'm teaching them is how to go have conversations with other people. And the beautiful thing about your world is that essentially everybody's a prospect. You're selling health and nutrition products. Okay. So everybody needs health and nutrition. It's what, especially at my age, we think about all the time, right? So you have that number one thing, and everybody out there could potentially sell it to someone in their family or their group or people they know. So everyone out there is a potential recruit. Everyone out there can use your product. So you have this like 300 million person prospecting pipeline out there that you can go after. But the hard thing is go talk to people. That's why we spend time on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn talking about it, because that allows us to put other people at arm's length. So number one is a focus on talking with people. We can call it fanatical prospecting, but in your world, it's literally having conversations with as many people as you can every single day. Now, in doing that, you got to help them get past getting told no. And they're going to get told no a lot. Like they're going to say, is this an MLM? Well, yeah, I don't want anything to do with it. I mean, they're going to hear those type of things. So the next step is when you're talking with people, you got to get over that hump, go have a conversation. So teach them what question to ask or how to approach people. Like that's where, and I want to run drills on that. Like seriously, you're sitting in line at Walmart waiting to check out. And I don't know if you've noticed the lines at Walmart, they only have one cash register open most of the time. So there's usually people in line. So you strike up a conversation with someone. How do you go from hello, how are you doing to there? So I couldn't help but notice that that's a really nice shirt you have on, or where'd you get those shoes, or whatever it is. You've got to work through that process with them, teaching them how to engage in a conversation. And by the way, you want to teach them how to engage in a conversation with strangers and engage in a conversation with people they know. What's the first question they ask? How do they approach it? How do they get past that initial, I don't know what to say, the thing inside of them that scream and run as fast as you can, don't do this, but teach them how to do that. That would be number one. Number two is, once they engage in the conversation, you have to teach them how to listen, because you've probably noticed this, that you've got a lot of people in your team that you bring on that if you can get them to go talk with people, that's pretty much all they do. Like they interrupt the person and then they pitch for 5 minutes and the person's eyes roll back in their head, they're bored and they walk off, right? So they talk them out of even having a conversation with you. So the next step, like this is core basic, is once you get the person talking, how do you keep them talking? So if you go into my book, Sales EQ, there's a section in the book that talks about the self-disclosure loop and how to trigger that. You want to teach them that technique, right? How do you ask questions to get the other person talking? And by the way, this is true for, let's take, for example, missionaries. So like if you're a Mormon missionary, because the Mormons are like famous for sending people out in the street talking to people. I mean, essentially, you're going to go talk to people about, coming over to their faith. If you go to the front door and knock on the door and you spend 5 minutes talking about Jesus, most people slam the door in your face. But if you go to the front door and you ask them questions about themselves and you get them talking about what's wrong in their life or where they may have some frustration or where they may be feeling down, that opens the door to having a conversation about how you can solve that problem. And so in your world, right, if you're sitting down with people, if you think about the people that you're going to recruit, the people that you're going to recruit are people who have had some trigger in their life that said to them, where I am is not okay anymore. Like there's something happening there. So if you can bring that to the surface, then you can build a bridge from where they are to where they want to be and use your product as a way of helping them get there. Your business, like your self-contained business, as a way to get them there. And most of your people don't know how to do that because they've really never done that. So it's like they want to be able to do that. And then you want to teach them how to use social proof, like to be able to tell the story, not only themselves, but other people. Andrew, there was someone that I met 3 weeks ago, just like you. Someone I met 6 months ago, just like you. Told me the same thing. And here's what they did. And here's what their life is like now. Like just that story. They need to be able to tell those stories. Your new people, you got to give them the stories because they don't have them. So they're asking questions, getting the person to talk, right? And then building what we would call a value bridge that closes the gap between where the person is and now and where they want to be. And by the way, the same thing with health and nutrition. When you're having a conversation with people, they have pain, they feel bad, they're tired, they've got brain fog, their body's not working the way they want it to work. If I can get the person talking to me about that, it's easier to bridge the gap by saying, a lot of people tell me the same thing, and this is why this product will work for you, because it does this, 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 and this. But if I just pitch at you, I don't know that. So as you're teaching people, what you're basically teaching them is influence is derived from what you hear, not what you say. So I have to get you telling me what's happening with you first. Then I take that information and I create a value bridge that helps you close that gap. And what I'm essentially doing is I'm taking the story that somebody told me and I'm telling their story back to them in the context of how I can help them. And it's powerful. Like it absolutely rocks their world when you do that. And that's how you sell. And most people don't get that because they didn't come from selling. They came from another world. And in that world, the only thing that they've ever seen is the caricature of a salesperson, like this cartoon of a salesperson who is a person who has the gift of gab. But the truth is that it's the people who listen who are the best salespeople out there. So if you take those two things, right, I need to teach them how to open conversations, engage in conversations with other people. I got to get past the fear. Getting past the fear means I need to know what I want, right? Because you're never going to do that. Like, you're never going to cross that line and face that rejection if there's not something over the horizon that you want more than escaping the potential to be rejected or turned off. If you don't have that, you're not going to do it, okay? The next thing is, what do you say to get people into the conversation, or what do you ask to get people in the conversation? Both strangers and people that you know, both in recruiting and a product sales process or situation. And then finally, once you get them in the conversation, what is it that you ask, not what you say, that gets them talking? And then the advanced skill is listening to what they say and then giving that back to them, their story back to them in the form of how you can help them. That's how you close the deal. And then essentially at that point, you're teaching them how to ask. Like, you got to ask to move them forward. And I've got a book called Objections. And this has just been like fanatical prospecting, selling objections. This is gratuitous book plugs, but I've got a book called Objections, and in Objections, and that would be a really good book for your team, because in Objections, we talk about from the very get-go that asking is the most important discipline in sales, because if you don't ask, you don't get. But asking doesn't mean we just go ask everybody. It means that you have to set yourself up so that you can ask, and then you can reduce the number of objections you're getting. But that's how I see it in your world, Andrew, if that makes sense.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely. It clearly listed it out. And again, everything you were saying was like spot on. So yeah, just having those conversations. Well, like you said, getting past the fear, knowing what they want, have the conversations, and then training them how to ask and listen.
Yeah.
So that we can build that bridge. Perfect.
Yeah, and just recognizing that, and I think you said this really eloquently in your note to me, but just recognizing that we have to have some grace for these folks because they didn't come from a sales background. So they're starting from scratch. They just don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, how in the world would you know how to do the right thing? It takes a mentor and a coach like you to bring them along and invest in them.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for coming on the Sales Gravy podcast, and maybe, right, this is another plug, but maybe, like, as you build your team and grow your team, you're going to go, we should take all of our team to the Outbound Conference in Las Vegas coming up in 2026. Like, that would be like the next best step for all your people once they get super successful.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me with that advertisement. Andrew, thank you so much for joining me on the Sales Gravy podcast. All right, stay in touch with me and let me know how things are going.
All right, we'll do, Jeb. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you've got a question for the show, go to salesgravy.com/ask. That's salesgravy.com/ask and submit the form. One of our producers will reach right out to you and schedule your session. If you're chasing results the hard way, here's a quick tip. Andrew's question spotlighted a common trap: posting and praying instead of prospecting with a purpose. If you're indirect selling or in any kind of selling, the fastest path to pipeline is conversations, not content. Here's the play. Know your why so you'll do the hard things when you don't feel like doing them. Open more conversations with strangers and with the warm network that you have on social media, using simple icebreakers and a short question that gets them talking. Listen for the problem, then build a value bridge from where they are and where they want to be, using brief social proof stories to make it all real. Ask for the next step, because if you don't ask, you don't get. Make this your daily discipline. Set a target for real, two-way conversations and hit that target every day. Conversations create momentum, and momentum fills the pipeline. A full pipeline gives you confidence, and confident sellers win. And remember, when it's the end of the day, when you're just tired and you want to go home and you want to call it quits, pick up the phone and make one more call. This is Jeb Blount Jr., and we'll catch you next time on the Sales Gravy podcast.
Hey, I'm doing a happy dance because you watched this video. Make sure that you click like and subscribe so that you never miss one of our amazing sales training videos.